Okay. To finish up this dog, we just have very little left. We're going to put some whisker tracks on him right here. So we're going to put one right there, and one right here, one right here, one right here to start with. And we're going to add a couple more. All right. So those kind of go straight across, and then we're going to put one up a little bit higher, and one up a little bit higher here. Okay. Now he's got his whiskers on. And by the way, I did look through your drawings, and I was very impressed. Really good job. You guys are just consistently doing really nice work, and it's much appreciated. Now it's coloring time. We're going to come on here, and we're going to color in this ear, around the face, and then down this ear. That's how it's going to be. So I'm just going to start right at the edge, outside the face. Again, I'm using the side of my pencil, and I'm keeping my lines really close together because I do not want it to look like scribble. Along this edge. As smooth and even as we can get it. This is going to take a minute to do this, so just kind of get yourself mentally prepared that you can't do it in 2 seconds. It takes a little while to get this all colored in. There's actually quite a bit of coloring. Now when I'm in this area, if I go a little over this line right here, it's okay because this and this are the same color. Just don't color inside the eyes or inside the muzzle part of the face, this part here. Remember to go in the same direction as your outer edge lines. So I'm coloring this way because this line goes this way and this line goes this way. Don't go counter to it. So now when I get on this part of the ear, I'm going to change direction with my color. I'm just trying to even it all out. I wish there was a faster way to do this, but there isn't, and as far as doing a good job goes. Notice that I'm turning my paper because I'm going a different direction than what I was before. Again, following the outer edge of the lines. Aiden, is somebody at that door? Let him in. What do you need?
So Paxton, my
Yeah.
dad excused him
All right.
minutes ago.
Okay. Well, I didn't get a call from the office, but you can get him. Tell him he just needs to finish this up. We're right in the middle of recording the demonstrations. You can go tell Pax. Paxton, so you can stay caught up, just take your paper with you and then check your canvas later tonight and I'll post it up for you, okay? Do you hear me? Okay. So right after class, I'll post everything up. Okay, so that's the part that's colored in. I got him all colored up fairly even. Now I'm just gonna kind of come through and try to even it out, make it look as smooth as possible. But that's the area that you need to color in. If you're already finished and you beat me, I kind of wonder how neat and clean it is. You might want to go back and make sure you make it look not like scribble. Oops, that's why we keep it on the floor. Raise your hand if you're still coloring, just so I have an idea. Okay. Just give me a thumbs up as soon as you're done coloring. Go on to this next part. While we're waiting, this oval that we made here around the muzzle, we're not going to change anything on that, so I'm just going to darken that line right now because I know it's going to stay the same. But we're right towards the end of our drawing. We've only got one more area to color in, so it's okay to go ahead and darken it. Okay, thank you. Carefully follow your original line. All right, now I can see that clearer. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in right here. The nose, I'm going to put an arc right there. It's a parallel line to the top of the nose. And then I'm going to come around and round it off and come around this way and round it off and do the same thing. It kind of looks like a little hot dog right there. Once I've got that drawn on there, that's my highlight. That's the shiny part on the nose. Once I got that on there, then I'm just going to come in here and color it black. So I'll go around all my edges, just like we do before on anything that we're coloring in dark like this. And guys, don't let me forget to color in the tongue. It won't be black. It will be more of a light gray. I just noticed that we haven't colored that in yet. All right, so now I've got around my highlight area, so now I don't have to worry about coloring inside it accidentally. Now I'm going to go around my outer edge. And this is just so I can get it even and really nice even black without going beyond my edges, so I don't get like a rough looking edge on everything. You want really clean, sharp outer edges out here. It's just a technique and a method for coloring in really clean. Okay, so now it's all done. I just need to come in and fill in the rest. It's much easier, much faster to do now. So I don't have to be as careful. I'm just filling stuff in now. Okay. Same thing. Take your picture with you. I'll put the video up tonight. Okay. All right. Got a nice little black, wet looking nose. A healthy little puppy. Little pup dog. And after the nose, like I said, just go ahead and color that tongue in a nice light gray. Kind of the same color as his hair up here on the ears and his forehead. And look at that. Okay, now, if all has gone well, you hopefully have something that looks a little bit like that. Now, I know a lot of the line drawings were very good because, like I said, I already looked through them. Hopefully you did well on your coloring so it looks like the same artist did both the coloring and the line drawing. But if we're still working on the coloring, that's just something we're going to work on throughout the rest of the semester. Okay, does anybody need more time to finish coloring this puppy's face before we move on? Okay, now, if our paper's opened up like this, you can see that we have two blank spots at the bottom. We have our two drawings up here. Make sure we don't mess this part up because I can't tell you how many times somebody does. We have our two drawings on top. Now we're going to work on the two parts on the bottom. So now we go ahead and we fold it so this is the bottom part. So if I flip it over this way, there's my drawings. This way, they're not there, okay? We're going to do a fun one that hopefully we can get this one done before the bell rings. It's going to be a little bit of a different shape. We will start with an oval, but then we're going to go off into another shape. So we're going to start with our oval again, same way we did before, but I'm going to not draw this oval quite as big, okay? Because I want space on both sides of it. In fact, I'm trying to decide whether I should turn it this way or not so I have more room. Well, I'm just going to draw it and leave myself some room on either side and you'll see why. So I'm going to bring my parenthesis in a little bit further so I got that, quite a bit of space. And I'm going to have about the same space on this side. So I'm making sure I can get at least 2 fingers between the edge of my parentheses and the edge of my drawing area. So I got at least 2 fingers. Now some of you got little teeny tiny skinny fingers like this. You might have to put a little more room than 2 fingers. That's nothing wrong if your fingers are skinnier and tinier than mine. We're just going to round it off and connect it all up. Okay, so that needs to be a pretty good size oval on there. I'll just lightly dark. I don't want to darken it too much because I do know I am going to do some erasing on it. But I want you to be able to at least see it on the screen. And I have to say, most of you are doing a pretty darn good job getting your ovals drawn. One thing to check though, because I did see it on maybe a couple of them. A lot of you had a really good round top come along, and then you went flat on the bottom, almost like a straight line. It needs to be curved here, curved here, curved here, and curved here. There should not be a straight, flat line anywhere on an oval or a circle. So double check, look. And if you did kind of go flat across here, just curve it out a little more. Okay? Okay, the next shape's going to be a little bit weird. We're going to come near the edge, not clear down here. We're going to come up a little bit, and I'm going to take a line. It goes up, and it just slightly curves out this way at the end. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It's kind of a straight up and down line with a slight curve out, very slight curve out. So like if I turned it over and I put a round spot right here, which I'm actually going to do, I'm going to connect this one and that one with a curved line. Light to start with. So if I put it like that, it almost looks like a cupcake. Hopefully you kind of envision what I'm talking about. Now if you did this too skinny, it won't look like a cupcake. And if you did it too wide out here, it won't look like a cupcake either. When it looks like this part, the base, can hold that up and it looks like a cupcake, then you know you got the right shape. Interestingly enough, what we're going to draw is about as far from a cupcake as you can get. So now I'm going to turn my paper back around. All right. Does anybody need an extra second? Just raise your hand if you do. Please don't think I read minds, because I just keep going forward if I don't see anybody raise their hand. Okay, right off of here, we're going to put what's going to look like a spike. We're going to figure out about where the middle is. I'm going to put a little dot up here. So, middle, little dot, and then I'm going to come from right here. I'm going to go right up to that dot, right at the edge of my paper, and do the same thing over here. This is a big triangle shape that curves slightly. It's not a straight line. It goes like this, not like that, okay? So, like this. And goes right to the top, put a spike right on top of it. So now if I turned it this way, we got a cupcake on a spike, almost like a little golf tee kind of thing. Just move that way out your way. Everybody got that, Hope? All right. Bo, just need a second or what? Okay. And if you can't get it, just bring it to me. I'll get it on there for you. Okay. Next part, this is going to look a little strange because it's going to look like we just put a little skinny arm on it. We're not going to come up past halfway. It's below the halfway. When I say halfway, I'm talking about halfway between here and here. So down on this lower third, so I'm just going to go up a little ways, and then I'm going to bring, looks like a little skinny arm going down right almost to the edge of my page. And whatever I do on that side, I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, want them about the same length, kind of right across from each other. Does anybody need any more time for those 2 lines? Okay, I'll give it to you. If you did raise your hand, give me a thumbs up when you got them done. I think you guys are going to like this character once you realize what's going on here. I'm going to put 2 more lines on there and then we'll guess. Okay? So the next 2 lines we're going to put on, we're going to come up a little ways from this. We don't want to come up way far up here. And we don't want it to be too close. Just come up a little ways and we're going to come down to that point. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put a light line so I make sure I got it where I want it. And now I'll darken it in. Okay? So I got one right there, and then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on the other side. Have them about the same width. Make sure you try to keep them both the same size. Don't get one twice as wide as the other. And try not to get a lumpy line going through here. Try to make it a nice, one even line. Now, when I turn it like this, what does it look like? Yeah, it looks kind of like a cow or something, doesn't it? When I turn it like this, what does it look like? Shark, correct. It is a shark. And you'll see it soon. Good guess for those half a dozen that said shark. Yep. It'll come to you more as we draw it. Okay, shh. All right, let's put some eyes on this shark. Again, kind of like the McDonald's sign, I'm going to make a little mark here and a little mark here so I know where to stop. But I'm going to come up here and then go right down in the middle. Come back up and bring it around. Come back down to this side. I got like a big letter M up there. Or if it's this way, it's a big W. Okay. Okay, remember this is recording. Okay, so shh. We don't want all that extra noise. Before I put eyeballs on this, I'm going to draw where I want my eyebrows. Yes, my shark's going to have eyebrows. I'm going to put a V shape coming down right here, stops in the middle, and then comes back up the other way. So I've got a V, but I've left myself some room down here. All right, now I'm going to zoom in on this because this is kind of a texture thing. With this, I want to take and I'm going to put a couple of lines coming off of this. So I'm going to go down and lift up, go down and lift up, go down and lift up. Then I'm going to come this way and do the same thing and lift up, lift up, and lift up. And the reason I lift up is I want it to have kind of a little point on the end of each one of those lines. You see how it's kind of pointed? It looks kind of hairy. That's because it's his big old eyebrows. Now I'm going to put 2 little lines right here for expression. Kind of separates the eyelids. All right, now we're going to put his eyeballs on him. So we're going to stick on either side of center. I'm going to draw a circle right here. And another one the same size right here. And there's his 2 eyeballs. Try to make them about the same size if you can. All right, we're not going to finish the eyes now. We'll do that in the end. That's detail work. Now we got to put kind of where his nose goes. And on this, we're going to follow along right here. And just past the eye, we're going to curve it down like that. Then I'm going to go following along there again, get just past my eye and curve it down like that. Now on a great white shark, they got kind of a little nose that sticks out. That's what this is going to be. Right now it looks like a really grumpy shark. Almost looks like a frowny face right there. It's actually kind of funny looking, to be honest. Like he's got his bottom lip right up to his eyes. All right. Then we're going to come around below. So we come around, and it's almost like we're drawing a circle, but not quite. We're going to come around below, and we're going to put a little happy face down here. So I'll get a little happy face going right here. Now he looks like a really happy shark with a very small mouth. Then I'm going to put one more line below that, just a little bit longer one. And this just kind of indicates where the bottom of his nose is, kind of his muzzle. We got to leave lots of room down here for his actual mouth. Some serious teeth. All right, for his nostrils, we're going to do a number 6 and a backwards number 6. But we don't close them, okay? They're not closed at the end. They don't come back and touch. That's his 2 big old nostrils so he can breathe. Okay, remember this is recording. We talked about all the side conversations. Let's not do that, please. Now we're going to do the top lip of his mouth, and it's going to come right underneath this line, and we're going to make a big smile kind of thing, but it doesn't touch here and doesn't touch here. So we start just inside. So we're not touching that line. I'm going to go all the way across, just like that, and stop. He's getting a little bit of a crooked mouth, but it's okay. It'll all work out in the end. Once I have that, I'm going to make a longer line. This isn't our parenthesis like we did before. This is much bigger, like that, okay? I don't even know what to call that. It's kind of like a parenthesis, only much larger. Okay, now here's where it's going to get a little trickier. Instead of just making another line just like this one, we're going to actually dip down and come back up. So our goal is to have it lowest when we get down here in the middle. So I'm going to draw it lightly first. I'm not starting on the bottom of that. I'm a little bit up from the bottom. Just watch what I do before you start yours. I'm getting down close to the bottom. And then I'm going to come back up a little bit above that line there. So that's my light line. I'm like, okay, that's where I want it. So now I'll come in and I'll darken it in. And it should be a wide opening, okay? Now if you get a little too close to this line down here, it's okay because we're going to put a bottom lip on it anyway. It's amazing what you can just do starting with an oval. It's a pretty cool character, actually. All right here we're going to put a little bottom lip. I'm going to come slightly below my line. It's going to vary on yours a little bit. If you're closer to this line with your mouth, yours is going to have to be a little wider. If you are way up here and you got a lot of room between here and here, you're not going to need to come beyond our original line. So I need to come a little bit beyond it and then come back up. There's that bottom lip, okay? So it's going to vary. Everybody's is going to vary a little bit. If you've already got a lot of space between here and here, you don't need to go beyond this line. Gwen, I need you to turn around. Okay, and now I've got a little line right here, so I'm going to erase it out, get rid of that. I don't want a line going through the middle of my lip. Now we're going to do my favorite part on this drawing because it's a very easy part. Does anybody need a second before I go to the next step? I don't want, okay, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. There's a few of you. I'll just wait, and then we're going to do my favorite part on this. All right. So we're going to do the teeth, and I love doing the teeth. It's my favorite part because they're big teeth. So right in the middle, so if this is the center, this is where my first triangle is going to start. It's right here, and it gets much wider at the bottom, okay? It's like a single tooth right now. That just gives us our guideline to do the rest of our teeth. And teeth are so easy to draw, and here's why they're easy. Once we have that triangle drawn, if everybody will look at the board, all we got to do is go up, down, up, down, up, and it's finished on that side. Now I just come over here and do the same thing on this side. Just got to go up, down, up, down, and it's finished. Got big old teeth. It looks sharp. Okay, some finish work. We're going to come back up to the eye. I'm going to put a little circle towards the top third of the eye. That's my highlight. It's on the top third. And we know the routine now that we just go around. I'll go around both of them. And go around the outer edge of the larger circle, and then we'll just fill it all in here in a second. Ooh, and that looks good. That's a good looking eye right there. Hopefully you get the same results with yours. Now, if you got one eye that's round and another eye that looks like a raisin, you might want to fix that shape before you color it in black. I want them both to be kind of round. And now it's coloring time. We're going to color this fin. That's the dorsal fin. This one here. This is the one that scares the crap out of you if you're in the water and it comes by you. Then we're going to color right here, going around here, and then this fin and this fin. We're not going to color this muzzle area in. Yes, Soph? Oh, okay. Well, you know what we're doing. We're just going to color. So while you're finishing up what you need to do, we're just going to start coloring in. Remember, guys, follow the direction of the outer line with your coloring. And I'm going to color this one in just a little darker than what I did the puppy. I don't want it to be quite as light. I don't want it black, but I don't want it super, super light either. It's going to be a little bit darker. Okay, I went outside my line just a little bit right here, and that's fine. You just come in with the eraser and clean up that edge. It's all fixed. Okay, so like I say, that's a little bit darker than it was before. Let's try to even it all out. Throw it away. There you go. That one will work. All right, now we're going to come around the edge of the head, and we're going to color this in dark. We're going to go a little bit fast because we're trying to race the clock here a little bit. Oh, I just remembered, we don't have to put chairs up today, so that's good, because that means we'll have time, hopefully, to finish coloring this guy in. know about you guys, but I'm a little excited because it's almost over and it's Friday. Y'all be set free after lunch. You're going with your weekend. It's a good day. Some of you will watch the drill team compete. Some of you will go to the basketball game tonight. Some of you will just sit home and play a video game. It's all good. Okay, so now we got the top part colored in, and then all I got left are these two fins. Okay, the only thing actually left on this is this eyelids right here where they're kind of going down. I'm going to color those in a very light gray. I don't want them the same color as the body. Just lightly going over them. I just want them slightly darker than what the rest of the eye opening is. Come along, darkening a few lines on like that oval, and he is almost done. All right, if you have it to that point of completion, then you can put it on the back table. As soon as you have that point of completion, please do put it on the